Hey everybody, welcome to CLCsportsUSA, and in this episode, we're going to be doing my Premier League predictions. Now, my predictions are not normal. My predictions are not popular. But this is going to be my predictions, and what we're going to do is this. It's going to be made of several clips. I'm going to predict the top 7 and the bottom 3 as in the relegation zone. Now basically what I'm going to do for the top 7, not for the bottom 3, I am going to go through, and I'm going to write perhaps number 1. I predict Manchester City to win the title. So I'm going to write 1, Manchester City. I'm going to write out their whole squad list, and then I am going to go through and tell you why I think they're going to get the position that they have with the squad players they have. So I want you guys to understand that, and here we go into my Premier League predictions. So here we go, team number 1, Manchester City. I have City finishing at the top of the league table. Now, realistically, City have spent the most money of any Premier League club in the last 5 years. They have went outrageously spending, and they have bought the likes of David Silva, Kun Aguero, Edin Dzeko, Mario Balotelli, Samir Nasri, James Milner. All of these players, they have bought for an incredible amount of money, and people say that City are, quote, buying their way to the Premier League title. I would disagree with that. Because, think about it. How many other ways is there to win a Premier League other than to buy players and to bring together a complete squad? This is what City have right here. They won against Chelsea the other day, albeit they were up a man, 3-2, but they were always in control of that game. The whole game, that was their game. And they had absolutely no problem taking Chelsea down. I think this right here is going to be your Premier League title winners. I mean, look at their strikers here. We've got Adebayor, Balotelli, of course Adebayor, not really a factor, but Balotelli, Dzeko, Aguero, and Tevez. Those 4 alone are enough to get you the goals that you need for a Premier League season. Not to mention the fact that you have the likes of David Silva, Samir Nasri, and James Milner in there. I mean, look at this team. What do you think? Manchester City, title champions. Number 2 is, and here we go, number 2. Here it is, as you see it behind me, you see number 2, I have Chelsea up there. Now this is probably one of the biggest, one of the biggest shock moves in my predictions. Now you say that is crazy, there is no way Chelsea will get second, but realize this is my predictions, not anybody else's. You cannot take offense at my predictions, and you know, I think I have a pretty good point why I think Chelsea can get second. Now look at their team as you see it behind me. Now you see, of course, Czech and goal, and of course the same last name as mine, which is why I had to say that, though it is spelled differently. But you see their defense. You have Ivanovic, Cole, Luis, Ferreira, Cahill, and Terry. Those are the ones that I put up there. But look at their midfield. Essien, what in the world? Romeu, Ramirez, Lampard, Mikel, and Marco Marin. I wasn't sure if Marin was that or a forward. I'm not really sure about Marco Marin. But anyways, and then their strikers, Torres, Mata, Maluda, Hazard, and Sturridge. Now look at that team. That team is not going to have trouble scoring. You have Juan Mata, you have Eden Hazard, you have Daniel Sturridge, Fernando Torres. I really think Torres is going to hit form this season. I really think this is going to be a very good Chelsea squad. I think the only thing they have to worry about is this right here, defenders. I think if they can defend, I think second place can be theirs. And they did not have a problem with that last season parking the bus. And that is why I think Chelsea will finish second in the Barclays Premier League. Number 3 here, we have Arsenal. Now, you're probably really wondering what I'm thinking here. You're probably wondering what in the world do I have in mind for this kind of Premier League prediction. You say there's no way this is ever going to happen. Yeah, you're probably right. This is probably not going to happen. But this is my prediction, as I've said before. And we have number 3, we have Arsenal up here. You say, why on earth would you put Arsenal, and again, you all know this is coming, ahead of Manchester United? Now, you look at it, Arsenal have always been top contenders. Arsenal have year after year after year been able to put out top performances, be able to contend for the title to some extent in the season. They've always looked like they could win the title. Though Arsene Wenger has not done it for 7 or 8 years, they have always looked dangerous. And with the new signings such as Giroud, Podolski, and really they'll have Wilshere back. They have some players that I really think can do this. Of course, you see RVP on the list. It looks as if he's going to be heading off. Theo Walcott possibly sold. Gervinho not much use. Bentner is also on that list. I didn't include him on there. But I think they have a solid enough team where they can really compact and they can use their style of play to come in and to win these games. Now I think Wilshere is going to be vital. And I think Oxlade-Chamberlain is going to be vital. And I think Arteta and Cazorla really have to step up. And I think it's going to be Arsenal that are going to be finishing 3rd place. Finally, you have it here. Number 4, Manchester United. You say there is no way on earth that United are gonna finish 4th. But again, I'm just using this head of mine and thinking, hey, this is the way that I see it. This is the way that I think that it's gonna come out, right? You say, why do you think United are gonna get 4th? Why do you think United are gonna have a problem scoring goals this year? You say, well, look at all their strikers. They have Berbatov, which again, he wasn't used overly last year, but you have Rooney, Hernandez, and I've labeled Nani and Young as strikers. Either can switch into a midfield role, and you have Danny Welbeck. You say, what's there going to be about that they're not going to be able to score goals? Alright, so let's look at their defense real quick. You have Evra, Jones, Ferdinand, Evans, Smalling, Vidic, Fabio, and Rafael. Now that's a very good defense. I don't think that there is a lot of major holes in that defense. Let's look at their midfield. Anderson, Giggs, Ji-Sung Park, Carrick, Fletcher, Valencia, and Gibson. You have to excuse the horrible writing. Please do excuse that. That's where I see the problem. You could add Scholes in there. Yeah, go ahead and add Scholes in there. But you've got Giggs. He's too old. Yes, he is a legend, but I think he's too old. And Carrick and Fletcher are very, very defensive. I think the midfield's going to have problems getting the strikers the goals. Now again, if you put Nani and Young into the midfield, things can change out. And United could very well finish 2nd. I'm not saying they won't. But this is my predictions. Let's go on to number 5. Here it is, Reds fans. Number 5, Liverpool FC. I think this is where we're going to finish in the Premier League. Honestly, I think we can get 4th. Now, let's think about it. You said that is so unrealistic, but think about it like this. If we're to get 5th place, due to the other teams I've already mentioned, the only team that I think we're going to have to really, really worry about is Tottenham Hotspur. Would you agree with that? Okay, so let's think about it. We have Chelsea, Arsenal, United, and City in top 4. Now you have Spurs and Newcastle. Those are really the only 2 threats for me for 5th place. But think about it. We only have to beat Chelsea or Arsenal, United, or City out. All we have to do is have a better season than one of them. And it is attainable. It is not impossible. It is unlikely, but it is attainable. I think we will get 5th place due to the fact that Brendan Rodgers is just bringing an awesome style of play to the team. Even people like Pepe Reina are going to be involved in our play. Our defense is rock solid with Skrtel, Enrique, and Johnson. Kelly Coates and Carragher are basically the icing on the cake. In the midfield, we have far too many players. And just for this, this is for you, Darren Owusu from Mega Delta HT. Our first player on our midfield list is Jay Spearing. Jay Spearing, he looks like he'll be sitting on the bench most of the season. You have Lucas, Allen, and Gerrard, who is the predicted 3-man midfield. You have Charlie Adam, Joe Cole, Jordan Henderson, and John Joe Shelby. Joe Cole could easily go on the strikers here, where we have Suarez, Sterling, Carroll, Barini, Downing, and possibly Joe Cole. But I think it's going to be Suarez, Barini, and Downing who take the 3 striker roles. So that right there, I think that's the squad that's going to take 5th place. Here we go. Lastly, we have number 6, Tottenham Hotspur. I've decided I'm not going to do number 7, which I would place Newcastle in, but I've decided I'm just not going to do that, nor am I going to do the relegation one. Basically, I'm going to tell you in the next clip who is going to be relegated, but I just want to finish off here with Tottenham Hotspur. I think they are going to get 6th, and the reason why I think they're going to finish so poorly is because of one thing. Look at their strikers here. You see only 3 names up there, Van der Vaart, Dos Santos, and Defoe. You know, when I was looking down their squad list, I was looking at the strikers, and I'm thinking, man, what in the world is going on here? I did not see any other strikers on there. Maybe I got some inaccurate information, but I don't think Spurs' website would be off. And the other strikers I'd never heard of, so I decided to just put the 3 that I know. I do think they have a really strong midfield with Bale, Hudderston, Lennon, Parker, Modric, Genius, and Sigurdsson. Their defense, again, you know, it's not bad. You know, you've got Kabul, Gallus, you know, Dawson, Walker, you know, you've got some fairly reliable players in there. So that is it for our Premier League prediction. You stay tuned, and I'll have one more word coming up, and then I will close this out. So there you have it. That is it for our Premier League predictions. And it took me a really long time, believe it or not, to do this video. You know, setting up all the different things, writing down all the different things, getting all the squads up there and everything. So I really do hope you guys have enjoyed this. Maybe you don't predict the same thing as me. Maybe your predictions are completely on the other end. But you know what? Either way, I want to hear your predictions because mine are just way out there and really a dream prediction. That's what it is. It's a dream prediction. It is not a realistic prediction. in the end, if I was to throw out a more realistic prediction, I would say it would be City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. So there's really just that top four that's going to be changed. And as far as the relegation is concerned, I don't really know who's going to get relegated. It's very hard to say with the new teams coming up and how they're going to play. But if I had to venture a guess, I would say something like West Ham, West Brom, and I don't even know who I'd throw as the third team. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this so much. If you have, please do leave a like down below. Don't forget to leave a comment as who your predictions are. You know, go ahead and throw it down there. And that's it for CLC Sports USA. My name is Chris Check. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back later today with yet another upload concerning Liverpool. So you guys look forward to that, and we will see you guys later.